What's up, gamers? How the heck are you? Welcome to another grounded video. My name is Epic Pins, and in today's video we're gonna go over some of the things that have changed when it comes to the Wasp and the Queen that they brought to our backyard. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let's get to it. So since the public test servers went live, you probably have seen countless videos and different strategies on how to take down the Wasp and the Queen. Plenty of wonderful creators out there, such as myself, have made lots of videos on how to do this. And I just want to let you know, make sure you take videos, especially in public test servers, with a grain of salt, so that you know that that information can change and honestly probably will change before the full update goes live. So make sure that you check back with that creator and make sure that if they have updated their information to let you know, hey, this won't work the way I said it will anymore, because things do change. So you want to be ready and be prepared, and don't go in with misinformation thinking a strategy will work that won't work anymore. That's what this is all about. We're testing it out to see if it keeps going. So that's the whole reason. Just to let you know, just make sure that you go back and do a little checkup. Now, I do try my best to always follow up on videos that I've done. If I still feel like the content is relevant, I'll probably not make an update video on it. But if I do feel like it's changed, then I need to make an update video. I need to tell you guys different things. So that's what this is about. We're going to talk about the Wasp, the things that have changed about the Wasp and the Wasp Queen fight, and we're going to go from that. So let's do it. So now, before we talk about the Queen, let's talk about the Wasp themselves. So the Wasp were already pretty heavy hitters, and they sucked to fight. If you didn't fight them one-on-one, you were losing the battle almost every single time. That's been changed a little, but not a lot. Still, I would recommend the overall strategy be to take them on one at a time if you can. So Wasp now by default only apply poison. Before, they would apply an array of poison, venom, and cut, and it was the worst thing to happen. So now by default they only apply poison unless they are buffed by a drone that they will also apply cut as well. So be ready for bleed if they are buffed by a drone. So you want to try your best to fight Wasp by themselves and then fight the drone last, in my opinion, because the drone also has the ability to still heal. So if you don't want that drone healing all the Wasps you're fighting, then I save him for last if you can. So try your best to isolate the drone and take out the other Wasp first as best you can. So now when it comes to activating the actual event that opens up the brand new area, you are going to have to anger the Wasp a little more. Beforehand, it was like 1 to 2 Wasp hives that you could take down, and the event would trigger once you slept. Well, it turns out that the overall idea was you were going to anger all the Wasps to the point that they broke out of the bin, the brawny bin. So that was the whole main reason. It was angering it. It had nothing to do with how many hives you destroyed. It was more about just making them angry. So you are going to have to anger a lot more of them now. It's not really defined how many quite yet, but it's going to be, you could be more than 2, but they should start to want you gone, in a sense, like they're going to raid your base. Going into that as well, raids are going to have less Wasp involved. That's a blessing, because I got raided right after I angered them and caused the event to happen, and that was the first time my base has ever been almost fully destroyed. I literally about lost everything. Be aware that Wasp will do a ton of damage to your bases, but they have reduced the amount of Wasp that do attack, so that is nice. Now once you do activate the event, you will see a horde of Wasp storm out from the brawny bin, and it will move. They will move throughout the yard. They will be in locations throughout the entire yard, including the lower level. So do make sure that you are ready for this event to take place, much like turning off the haze and then you start seeing infected everywhere. This is kind of the same thing. You will start seeing Wasp everywhere. Now that has been reduced in the lower yard. There was a ton of Wasp down there, but they have reduced the number of Wasps that show up in the lower yard, thank God. So the lower yard still should be relatively safe, but be mindful, Wasps are there. Now, bringing on Queenie herself, this fight has gotten a little more difficult, but not so much more difficult that some of the strategies I pointed out in prior videos still won't work. But her attacks have been buffed. She got a little more damage added to her, so that kind of sucks, but still it's manageable. It's not overly, terrible. I've still take her down relatively easily, so it's not super difficult. Just be mindful of her attacks and try to block as many as you can. They are blockable. They did allow you to block the attack that when she slams into the ground and she has to rest for a moment. You can block that attack now, which is really nice. That's super great, because if you can get a good parry or a good block off that and gain some stamina back, bam, you're good for a full swing of attacks, which is super nice. She will spawn in more wasps now, so be wary of that, but they do have less health. I actually posted a small clip showing how the spawning wasn't really working well, and they were kind of randomly spawning in and they were killing each other. But that is going to be fixed, and it's meant to show you that they're spawning in. They will spawn in more often, and they seem to do, because the first time I ever beat her, she only spawned those things in one time, and but they have a lot less health. So if you focus them really quickly, take them out, they're usually no problem. And I'll just honestly, I hit them with a couple melee shots and they went down pretty easily. But they can do some damage if you're not paying attention to where they are. In terms of fighting her, the strategy is still relatively same though, even though she does hit a little harder and then she sends a little more bugs out. So you may have to be a little bit more agile than before. As before, you could honestly sit behind that little hive piece that's sticking up. You could sit behind that for a while. But if she sends out more wasp, it's kind of hard to stay behind it. So I will say that you may need to move a little bit more, but using that as a protection and when it's just you and her is honestly one of the best strategies I can find. And bringing salt arrows and assault weapon is the key. That is the coup de grace, the best. It works great. It still works great. I've killed her, I don't even know how many times now, but using that strategy is still the best, so I hope you guys enjoy it. Alright guys, that's the video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit that like button below. It really does help with the algorithm. And if you ended up liking me at all, consider, don't do it yet, but consider subscribing to the channel. Go and watch one of my other videos if you liked that one as well. Hit that subscribe button for me. We're trying to get there. Right now the goal is 5,000, but I want 10,000 by the end of the year, and I think that's a reasonable goal, and I think that it'll be really cool to reach that. So if you guys could help me out, that would be absolutely amazing. Thank you so much to my current subscribers. You guys are legends. I love you so much, and hope I can keep making awesome content for you guys. So as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.